There they go. Oh, and they're landing. They're coming to join the party. All right, we'll go join them too. How's about it? How's about it, my friends? It's easier to do it this way. I'm here in this field. That's a brewery over there, that red thing on the hill. But I'm here in this field. It's extremely overgrown with mulleins and thistles and whatnot. Because I'm seeking a way of entry into this horribly, horribly messificated forest. Don't tell anyone. You know, it's just another episode of me and trespassing. Because yes, this is private land. They don't seem to find any use in it, so they don't take any care of it. Getting snow on my camera. But we, however, we know that this is very, very useful land. We know that this place deserves saving. And I'll show you a few reasons why. This isn't the reason why. This is a bad reason. Let's keep going. So all that stuff up there, those are fir trees. Now this part of Michigan doesn't have fir trees, not usually. So I know that those were probably planted there. They have done really well. They're pretty cozy down here, protected from the wind. Constantly getting replenished nutrients from the river. And looking kind of pretty, to be frank, even though they're just causing a lot of shade for shade-tolerant invasive species to overtake the ground layer here. All right, now you guys want to see Saruman's army, right? That's what you came here for? You came here to see the legion of your end? Oh, well, there it is. There it is. Come, brothers. Come. Look. There's more. They've got reinforcements. Okay. Oh my God. It's the song of war. Just kidding. These guys are mostly migrants from northern Canada and from Alaska who come down here to winter. Unlike a lot of our city geese over in Chicago, who actually are from Chicago and they stay there all year round, intermingling with all these little stout-necked Alaskans. Is that racist? No. Anyway, let me show you what a peat-bed is. Okay, so while that terrific cacophony continues to erupt, I want to show you. So, indicative here by these maple trees. These are silver maples, Acer saccharinum, and all around the silver maples, there's ice. Look at that. That's ice. That's ice right there. And right there. Yeah. You know, that looks like some land, right? Looks like some good, arable, settleable land. Let's kill everyone on it. That's not land. You can't farm it. Thank God. Because that's actually a peat bed. All that grass and stuff growing on it, well, it started growing on the sediment that Acer saccharinum here so graciously collected in her roots and allowed to collect along the banks. And as that happens, some grasses, bulrushes and whatnot start to be able to establish themselves in the soil. And eventually, as those die, they keep dying, they keep rotting on top of each other, they create something called peat, which is exactly what makes up all the moors in Ireland and England, is just from years and years of grass and carbon buildup in these layers and layers. Oh, by the way, where is it? That's my grandma's house. Anyway, and that's what this is. And it, because it's made out of plant material, what do plants do, huh? What do plants do? Grow? Pfft, idiot. No, they float. They float. Didn't you go to preschool? They float. And that's why the peat beds, float. This is literally floating. This is a natural boat. Nature's boat. See, if I try to step over here, I'm in deep shit. You come here when it's warm, put your foot down in that stuff, you're going to sink at least a foot down. And there are safe places to walk. I'm going to go around and try to get onto that willow tree and loaf for a little while, because loafing is my favorite thing to do. God, just the whole loaf, man. But this is amazing. This is incredible. The bulrush and the reed grass and all this amazing, wonderful stuff that manages to grow out of... It's growing on top of the water. Not like how duckweed grows on top of the water. It is growing in dirt on top of the water. there's water underneath me. Have I explained that enough? Can I reiterate that anymore? Being a little obnoxious now. What I really came here for was to see how much it freezes, apparently. All the way. The whole entire goddamn thing freezes because it's saturated with water. It's like a big sponge. It literally is a big sponge. Water just constantly enters it, and if any of it manages to get pushed out, it's immediately replaced by more water. So it's just constantly saturated. And these things actually make a wonderful filter. It's an anti-flood device. It's a nature's anti-flood device. Nature's boat. Nature's ark. This is Noah's ark. Alright, I'm pretty sure this is what they were talking about in the Bible. Hey, that's pretty rad. Remember, guys, do as I say, not as I do. Because not only am I trespassing, and, you know, unless you're, like, rather comfortable with the idea of negotiating with a shotgun in your face, then you don't want to trespass too much in the countryside. But also, I'm going to walk out onto this peat bed. I'm going to test each step very carefully to make sure I'm not sinking into the ground and then breaking it apart and falling into the river underneath where I'll never get back up. Which, honestly, that'd be a pretty cool way to go. But, you know, don't do this shit. Just don't. I know this isn't exciting to watch my feet step slowly into the snow, so maybe you can watch my face. Try not to rap with anguish as I defy fate. This is so exciting. Aren't you guys just riveted with suspense? Hey, that's my grandma's house. That one. Wait, is that right? No, that one is. Oh my God, that's my grandma's house. It's that one. Okay. These are willow trees. They have a really nice habit of, they fall down really easily. That's not the nice habit. It's just because they grow in soft mud. But, you know, they know that they grow in soft mud. You know, they know what they're doing. They own up to it. So they got this backup mechanism ready where they can just straight up send a trunk out of their dead trunk horizontally, and they'll only keep the particular tissues and membranes alive that connect it to these little stems. And, you know, have a very selective network. So now one tree died and has allowed, you know, possibly 5, 6, 7, even more trees to grow. So that's really part of how willows reproduce. God, look at them. They're still amassing their forces. There's a duck in there, too. They've recruited the ducks. It's just focusing on the twigs, though. Hold on. God damn. One more thing. This I cannot explain. Is how on the other side of the river, there's a big ice shelf. You see that band of white? That's all ice. I don't know much about ice. I'm not well versed in ice. So I don't know why this peat bed here doesn't seem to collect a whole lot of ice. And it doesn't collect a whole lot over there, which creates a nice bay where the geishal navy may amass. Geishal? Is that a good demonym for geese? You know? Like a descriptor word for if you are of the goose heritage? Are you geishal? I guess I could ask them. They're right there. Alright, I'm going to leave you guys be now.